seeing a lot of clove play in Game Changers, which is really fun. I mean, there's a lot of innovation that happens here. Some tomfoolery even at times. Like, we've casted some Goomba stomps, some straight up whips, but like the funny kind. But this is anything but a laughing matter when this is an elimination promotion match. So time for everyone to lock in and really put into practice what they've learned.
Now with Dash starting off on a defense, a lot of the players are setting up here for aggression on C-side, snuffing out that hole. They're already pinging it now, thinking that Kikimori will be starting off their pistol round on that side, even going for a 4-1 setup. So we are very weak onto Garage, but at least we have informational trips here with that front B site. So Dash, what are you going to react with? Will you keep pushing down here in this moment because they are all holding that line of scrimmage as soon as the barriers come up?
And just Dash being front and center, walking down C with help of the camera for that extra insurance. Snack box, though. Not trying to become any kind of snack or meal, and we'll just be heading back. So, orb farming for HAKI while this flank soon to be discovered from Dash taking care of that trip. Albie will call out the whole squad of HAKI in mid as Dash hopes to converge from all sides. It's the opener from Kalsushi that helps lead the way to a pivot towards A.
Came down to all that Sentinel play for all the information, but the Bunny B insert is good.
Yeah, I'm surprised they left Bunny B there. No, the extra second, the confidence of Bunny B, and all the kills going HAKI way. I'll be the one that called out the push, but the one that could not stop it. Say HAKI will kick us off on a pistol with Dash that were on their tails like cat and mouse throughout the map trying to get that flank, which was so close to catching up to HAKI. If the player would have stayed B, it would have been a different story. Along with if that two-piece would have went through, it would have been a different story. But yeah, pistol for HAKI.
Yeah, again, the unsung heroes going to this round are both Sentinel players, because on the one side, Albie is jiggling into Garage and maintaining that spot just to make sure nobody could pressure in that area. We've mentioned that weak spot that they had for Dash on the defensive hold. And then it allows that triple flank to happen. But the push for it from HAKI to continue towards that A side was thanks to the information that Autumn was also able to grab. Not being pressured, throwing the camera on the A side. She lurked all the way up, sees that it's fully open. So now it allows for them to have better pulse plant scenarios and even swing back towards the A side for a confirmed plant. So nice little pivots and great calls by the IGLing based off the info that the Cyphers are calling here for the team. As now the eco is for Dash walking up, and they might be walking into trouble.
Found out the hard way. Oh, there's even more. Oh, jeez. A kind of a bloodbath that HAKI was trying to escape from, and dropping two bodies to pistols. If you're Dash, you're quite happy with how that first engagement went.
There's some good damage being done, but the Outlaw still gets salvaged by the side of HAKI. The thing is Kimura continues to move quite slowly, so it still allows players to rotate across and anchor up towards this A side here. Not that the dot's been broken, though. Might give a chance. Never mind.
Oh, Delusion thought maybe off the paranoia there was a chance to swing, but HAKI saw the truth, they saw the target, they saw the signs, and it all leads to go. With taking 3 weapons into the bonus.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting when the flash came out here for Illusia and she moved around towards that side. Again, it was a perfect bait to allow here the position from Biffy to get the off angle and try to get a pick off here as with the sheriff that they had. But unfortunately, with their teammate dying first, really couldn't find that surprise pick right after. And sorry, I think it was Sidrine instead. That said, we'll finally see a rifle round coming out here for the side of Dash. And there's not too much early pressure. There's only a solo walk down to sewers as you're trying to find information with this dart.
Okay, the one and done does not yield much for Biffy. Another first blood goes HAKI way. This time without much pushback. Okay, the drone didn't get fully shot there, so the jig is definitely up for HAKI. And you do not want to feed the bear anymore.
This is a good bonus round, too, for the side of HAKI. You see the insert now from Autumn trying to walk her way up. I mean, it's calling it a little bit of that rotate over. And as she grabs that orb too, she's trying to create a diversion a little bit more. Sorry to pull these rotates back as you keep right now Bunny B inserted towards the A side. So it becomes to what reaction, what picks we're able to get on the extremities, or what information we're about to hear here to allow Hikikomori to go for that confident hit. And it may seem to be prodding towards that C side first.
A lot of pings for Hikikomori towards C. Ultimately ending over at A, depending on what Bunny B can find with
30
the out.
seconds left.
Oh, snack box just really testing the waters here, especially with the shock dart. Not really having the time. Now it's lurking, hoping to find the right timing, getting out of the smoke. A lot of spam. Wow, that is a stoic Sova right there. Unfortunately, will not withstand out the semi-automatic like that.
Planted.
Hikikomori about to make this another quick, clean round.
Yeah, the inserts are good. And it almost seems the call coming out from Bunny B to just execute towards the A site because the recon dart came from a different angle that could be all the way back towards spawn behind default. So there's a lot of space given into that spot. So it's called by Bunny B. They all meet up and then they just rush into the site. It was a nice try with the site smoke being thrown by Velucia inside the A site, but just unfortunate there for Snackbox. They really thought somebody was going to run through that smoke. But Hikikomori, we talked about the experience across the board here for these players. Just waited for that smoke to dissipate. Felt that they didn't feel the pressure to really run and fight into the site because outside of the Sova hiding inside the smoke, nothing was really happening here for Dash.
Well, that was something better than nothing. Keeping the rifle worthy. But Hikikomori, I like the way that they work the map too, and they keep Dash second guessing at all times, but clearly Snackbox is going to continue to be the anchor that will prove to be a challenge for Hikikomori to get through, especially when Snackbox finds more confidence and maybe a better weapon to try and challenge with.
Cutting through.
Hopefully they can get it with the rifle from Supreme, but just an easy 4-player stack. Not too much aggression on that side too. And respect here shown by Hikikomori already with the dimensional drift inside the site. Everything's cleared up. Trip kills do not matter because everybody's playing so passively now as they're pushed away by the dimensional drift. Bunny B hunting.
Wow. Yeah, Albie revealed their positioning when just spraying through the cage, so Bunny B, type of player that brings so much experience in his team, and not gonna let that go by idly, and even through the shield of fire and the flames, Bunny B converts 3 and makes it just a cakewalk for the rest of Hikikomori to put the nail in the coffin in round 4.
What a nice little flick. Even though it was against an eco, though, you have to respect that there's not too many bullets in that clip for a stinger, and they deplete very quickly. So to be able to spray transfer that one for that second kill is still quite nice to look at and satisfying when you hear the immediate dun-dun as a player. Now Sithrine for another round will have to save their rifle for round number 5. Very clean so far in the aggression out of Hikikomori. Very similar to what we've witnessed a couple of rounds ago, or the previous series, where Hikikomori, just like FlyQuest, are continuously adding a lot of site executions that are playing towards weak sides that are a little bit more passively played by, on the defense. And I think they're starting to try to correct just that on the side of Dash.
It's time to let these carrots grow a little bit. 0-4 start. And Scissorine letting the Vandal rust too, because they were keeping that weapon 2 rounds in a row, and the main person on the team with kills. And obviously they've done a lot of work to improve themselves from the Radiant Academy days to sticking with this roster through the open qualifier, from the Shrimp Gaming days at the GC kickoff. It's been cool to see during the off season how much work these players have done and have assembled a roster that are just this close to making a main event for Game Changers.
Yeah, and just as you mentioned, when the 2 first games were against the toughest teams that they had in Game Changers for Dash, they still have to face, even though it's not a organization as prominent as we know as Hikikomori, but Hikikomori, the last time they also picked up a team here for a Game Changers event, they still had almost a deep run on their side. But now they definitely have a roster that could make it into the main event, and it's nobody to brush off here. as they have to face off against a tough opponent once again to try to qualify.
Camera taken out.
Trips be right if someone's trying to take advantage of the platform here at C. That first ISO wall thrown and shot down immediately. Got a kill contract from Kurosu. I'm surprised you didn't want to pull someone early once you had that presence. But wait, Citrine just kind of finds people asleep at the wheel. A double kill. Gives a chance for Dash to get on the board. No contract now pulled for Kurosu, and Biffy gets the win. Better ISO. And still a kill contract available for them on the other side. So Dash very happy with how this round has developed, considering they haven't even had to move from their positions too much. Citrine doing all the work, and Albie gets to close out the round with a flawless.
Ends up being good there, finally off a timeout, but also I think it was mainly just off great shooting on the side of Citrine to drop those two first players in the very beginning. So finally, the amount of times that you're able to save your Vandal from round to round finally brings into the value and good use and allows Dash out of a timeout to get a huge successful round. And I think that's going to be able to instill a little bit more faith and confidence in how they want to hold their defensive lines moving forward within these rounds too. Because if you find immediate results, you already see the confidence. Three of them setting up here on the high-low, and then the Yoru walking down for info towards the grass. And as they realize nothing there, and the recon dart gets shot here on that A side, actually gets a ping. You're starting to readjust, but with the insert that you currently have, you're forcing Hikimori to really pivot towards this A side because of the early pressure. So you have the right amount of numbers now to start anchoring towards that side. Denial with the kill contract available for Biffy as well.
And the op stepping up to the plate. Catch this Sova mid-util, and man, the firing squad's all there. Buddy B is flicking. It's a good day. You're watching some Valorant here, Game Changers. Citrine's not gonna let this go for free though. Flank discovered. Flash out. Bunny B gonna respect it. Fall back with the op. Not need to give anything unnecessarily. Citrine's pretty rich, so don't need to save it.
Yeah, but she also needs her teammates to start staying alive a little bit longer too, because the way that you have to play with this Yoru is you're gonna play kind of like a chamber. Try to lock down a certain line. If you need support, you can TP across and help out the team. But at this point, you see how much space was given. They had the perfect read to funnel the players from Hikimori into the A site, but everybody stayed so far back behind default box that somehow Bunny Bee on an attack side op Yoru could just walk up freely on the right side and get a full bite out of snack box. The whole body was peeking out, still having the dart getting ready to shoot for, I guess, some sort of flood retake or denial on a side exec. Hikimori went for the walk contact instead and thoroughly threw the plan away from Dash.
And the op will remain in the hands of Hikimori, something that Snackbox will have to be aware of. And still just playing this as safe as they can. No kills, but still trying to live as long as they can, which always could be longer. But Hikimori knock at the door, and you gotta respond. And Citrine going for another hero play, and just confirms that on Autumn. Knows there's more footsteps around, so he's gonna call that out and dip.
Another great value by Citrine at the beginning with the way she's pushing down here. That's an early advantage for Dash, and something that Hikimori will have to start denying here on that side. Just the camera's not enough. I mean, they still had players there, but nobody's really set up here to trade up against this Citrine.
So many ults too. I mean, you could just dimensional drift to get back in a comfortable scenario.
I must wait a moment.
Now Garage, Hikimori start threatening the Sentinel, and Albie's good for a trade. As Dash bought themselves some time. Spike carrier down, and Bunny B, the last one to pick up all the pieces. So Dash
30 seconds left.
Try and catch up a little bit here in the scoreline, because it was a dire start and that looked like a collapse to me. Oh boy, that was close.
Still a nice shot on Snackbox. But I love how mobile Citrine has been around the map. After that first pick into the window and realizing here that Hikimori was not adding any early pressure because of Snackbox util into the A choke not being broken, they decide to go for the double walk up, especially with the the Cypher being down first, those are both trips down. So it creates an opener that is now exploited by the side of Dash. It becomes a flank all the way around the world from Cythrine, who is currently at 11-2. Keeping Dash close as possible. Heroic efforts on her end.
Next.
Time to jump.
Intentional drift. That information for free and going in deep but not decloaking and dangerous of a position. Well, HAKI Kimori have an offensive Hunter's Fury too if they want to even unleash that, which Dash, you're not even going to have time to think. It's time to play dodge. Bow and arrow. And as they lean into the site, HAKI Kimori, we're ready, and it's the kill contract from Kurosu. Claimed the last couple of bodies. So HAKI Kimori, once they're set up, it is hard to knock those dominoes down.
I'll pick some.
Definitely, but the Hunter's Fury has been held a bit by Snackbox here. Had it a previous round, or actually just got it if I'm not mistaken from dying. It was Kalsushi that had theirs that allowed also a little bit of pressure for HAKI Kimori for the site exec here with that Yoru. So now Dash at least still has money to work with. Only Velucia has a broken buy. Goes for full armor so that one of their teammates could buy them. Relief flash there, so they are looking to punish Cythrine early with the walk downs towards B. But none of that pressure. Looks like they're taking advantage of that on the side of HAKI Kimori and are going to try to open up the B side at least.
Over there.
Big moment for Velucia, but Shock Bolt gonna threaten them a little bit. Didn't do damage, but gonna remain put. HAKI Kimori don't have a jet to kind of float onto the site, so it's very much a front to back scenario, and HAKI Kimori just shots through the door, and if he's gonna reinsert to create a surprise opportunity, but HAKI Kimori really working the map. And with the trips in place, you're trying to deny the dash flanks that have happened before, and Bunny B rings true with the hop at close range, and the B site is theirs.
Let's get info on the last player, but wait, okay. Thankfully, Kalsushi's there to save him.
Looking at the office for HAKI Kimori, a couple of cuts and bruises, but wait, a 1v1 snack box is unleashing a terror. Gets the last laugh after the ult. Ooh.
Got to be lucky on that one, and maybe there was a chance to continue to run around and just force Terror to run into your crosshair, but trusted that they could win that 1v1 and unfortunately didn't. And thankfully, HAKI Kimori had that ult available from the Clove, because that was looking like good shots out from Dash for the retake. Just unfortunately not enough, because now you're playing a 6-on-5 in that last round. Now economy broken. Hero rifle for Biffy. You want to invest into this one and potentially still go for a Vandal small shield, I think, in the next round. But you're seeing how differently HAKI Kimori played that round. Again, just based off the util from Autumn. Camera watches for an aggressive push on the A side. She's watching in the garage from Jiggle Peaks, and then still has Trips watching the C side push. So that's the rest of them to continue to push and fight the way they do. That's the rifle down.
Here.
And HAKI Kimori just have a lot of first bloods their way. I could respect Dash testing the waters, wanting to tempo up, find some aggression at different points of the map, but really a lot of mid presence too. Usually from Cythrine, but I like that Biffy's trying too. And you have Snackbox that usually tries to be as safe as it can at A, but has swapped with Albi, so HAKI Kimori about to discover this setup. You gotta walk up from Albi, loud and proud. The shotgun gets checked. Albi almost at the training range there. Beautiful double makes this possible. HAKI Kimori get back to a stable position, and where Kurosu is real interesting. Heading towards spawn. Look how extended HAKI Kimori want to play. But Velucia looks like they heard it and can't win it nonetheless. Kurosu with a double. I like that HAKI Kimori. These multi-kills are really going to help things along on this map.
Yeah. It started off well on the defensive side, at least, though, with the Sheriff insert that we had. Found a beautiful timing, but just unfortunately, just too many players rushed up against them. And that said, that's Autumn able to salvage that for the side of Hikimori. After that kill, you get the hat out. So another one of all those rounds where the ults come in the right moment for Hikimori to salvage the round in the end, because they get the full information on the previous round of where the last two were at.
Over there.
That was a good eco round, I must say, for Dash. Op shot missed though on that side. That's an attack side op once again, trying to open up the C site.
I got ISO.
Okay, that's what I like to see out of Biffy. Try to regain some control here of Garage, and has Hikimori tried to settle in, Dash just clapped them back. So a round being solid for Dash. Get some wind in their sails. As Hikimori forced to funnel in through B, but it's smoked off. A tough endeavor to go in blind, not a position they really like to push into.
Kick.
Hey, discovery. That Sentinel Autumn. Just to jump around, and somehow Albie gets away with that. And Hikimori, with what they have left, gonna try and plant, and it's Bunny Bee, the only defender at the front door. Volusia's already at the top of the weapon, but isn't gonna be able to do much. Just let the Hunter's Fury do all the singing and Dash get the round.
That's actually quite nice by Snackbox too. It looks like they got the two pulses, I like to say, against Cal Sushi, trying to jump around when he tapped that spike, trying to bait out the Hunter's Fury in the first place. That was the idea. That would have given him a chance at a window to play a crossfire into a 2 versus 3. But as Cal is about to get taken down, probably calls it out for their teammate and says, Bunny Bee, you got to try to do something here, because I'm about to drop the spike. So Bunny Bee's forced to push towards that spawn to take the matter into their own hands, and just unfortunately couldn't. So you have players defending the Hunter's Fury on the defensive side. Works out. Great anchoring to start by Biffy. Looks like Dash is slowly starting to activate now, and getting a fun around that 4 on the defensive side would be not so bad for them to start.
Okay, Bunny Bee is starting to really light up the scoreboard. Oh, look how quick they are with the flicks, too. A laser. Hikimori really are shining in the mechanical department. I mean, hence why you run this double duelist, the ISO Yoru. And you let Bunny Bee just terrorize the spawn, I guess. Like, Hikimori, I like that they will not just stay on the site, they'll go everywhere all at once. And Albie humbles them both and pulls out the neural theft to 1v3. Ace opportunity. On the other side, almost a high-low. The one that's not the second. Gotta respect the confidence out of that Sentinel.
I just love how it was also just after that, Bunny Bee and Cal Sushi just running W up just to try to pick the last round, the last player, so they could just change house as soon as possible, and almost gifted that on a silver plate, as Albie was able to find the information on the last 3 after they were able to pick up those 2 kills inside B. So thankfully, though, the Congo line that was set up by Hikimori stops the bleeding of that round. You're able to have a comfortable lead here in the second half on defense. Look like similar setups here at the beginning. They still have 3 players on over the C site. The difference now is it's a Silva to help them out to get early information, maybe with a recon. And that will force the early rotate if they don't see anything. I'll
They have to cipher bottom. Yeah, over at A this time. Like, Hikimori gonna support each other. 3-2 setup, leave the open. Teleport available, and Citrine won't be able to take it. Bunny Bee. It's just the ultimate ace up the Hikimori sleeve, and Dash a little bit threatened and not sure where to fall back to. At least they got the camera in mid to rely on.
But like they had to throw their smoke up here just to try to fall back as well for Dash. Comes down to this lurk, but there's just too many players once again. You see the differences as well for Hikimori when it comes down to playing off each other too. Nice little double swing for that fight, and now you're wrapping around too, and those players for Dash are going to get pinned inside the site here after the plant.
Right, Paranoia expended, so won't have that to try and challenge Hikimori on the 5-person retake, and the plant won't go through yet. Snackbox Now feeling like their backs are against the wall, will plant right under hell. While Volusia tries to find timing. Which is at least a surprise within the smoke. Actually swing out while Snackbox just tries to hold the front lines, and no help is coming their way. No raft as HAKI Kimori almost pull off the flawless pistol.
And with Autumn falling too, I like how Terra didn't try to go for the hero play every time we're tapping onto that spike. So they stay inside the smoke, wait for their teammates to move up with them, and then they can just have a cleaner retake. And you're having your star duelist in Bunnybee landing sure shots as they are. You're going to get that dimensional drift up very soon. It'll be probably a full rifle round unless they're able to pop off here with the Outlaw within this round. Currently 3 players, make that even 4, getting ready to set up for a grass front B control.
Time to jump.
And Dash are just going to hold it back towards the spawn. Maybe one just peeking with the camera first. It'll get thrown, instantly shot, and you're not peeking anymore.
Here.
So the situation's very dire for Dash when you don't win that pistol. Go down 3-9.5. It's time to lock in and pretty much play flawless from here on out, because not sure about pulling off a thrifty, but after that, not a lot of second chances for Dash. At least their map pick will be coming up for Abyss, but HAKI Kimori definitely making a statement. Kalasushi able to hit this recon and ping most of them, at least have Dash turn around, and as they do, HAKI Kimori stab him in the back and close the door of B, and even gets the pot shot through the smoke. Dash find themselves 6 feet under with no escape and nothing more to say.
Fortunately, we get another kill with the Bulldog picked up too. That could have been a silver lining for the side of Dash to do more econ damages. They were just trying to get a plant down. And a plant down would allow for them to sit comfortably for a couple of later rounds here in terms of econ. Now you have to invest so much going into this round. Whereas HAKI Kimori wins this next one here, you're off to another broken buy and already at map point for your opponents. So now you're hoping to get some sort of read. The camera's going to go back towards this B side. And then it looks like you're trying to do some sort of an insert on this A while you're fighting over on B.
Okay, Albie. Not just the camera this time, but the gun that tries to own mid, but Dash just get annihilated at C long, and Dash are pretty spread around the map, so 2 trips and 2 hoops to jump through though if you're stack box. Thankfully for them, they will swing around the left side. We'll have Albie try to cut rotations, do it all on their own, but wait, the isolated duels! Albie's going for the ace! Okay, the Sentinel hero we weren't expecting, but definitely welcoming to try and get Dash back into Haven. Now it's Autumn. Has to hold back against the clone. Ah, you fell for the oldest trick in the book, but wait, this gun got a lot of bullets, and Autumn still has hope for this round. Forcing Dash to fall back into positions where they could more easily trade off of, at the very least, buy themselves some time, and that works against Autumn in that case, and Dash live on.
That was a crazy run by Albie. They flick back to spam a body to go back and do like a triple kill. That was kind of sick. Lots of confidence coming through here from our very own safe posting. But yeah, it ends up still being a round here in a post plant in favor of Dash because of those hero plays from that Cypher. Albie will continue that type of play. You're seeing the pings come through. They're expecting for this camera to come out. I don't think you're going to pre-fire shot it. I think you might want to wait for the camera to come through. Nope, they're shooting it right away. You can hear it echo through the point of view here of Dash. See, now the camera is being set up into grass, so they're expecting just a regular default here on the site extremities. Kiki wants to fight for it and get it. Terra gets first blood.
Spike carrier.
Not been great for Dash to try and challenge C long. They've lost out on that a few times. It hasn't gone their way towards A as well. HAKI Kimori though. Pushed to the wall, and oh, the clone! Oh, it was all bait. The meat shield for Citrine. And Dash will still plant, but the retakes around the corner. No time to wait for HAKI and it's Bunny B that leads the charge, but Setherine's going for the ace. This is the Yoru Supreme you're talking to, and Autumn's around the corner. Trying to isolate what they can with the cage, but Blue's just not challenging. The ace is all yours. And 1 and 2, there it is! The iBUYPOWER ace!
A 4K in the previous round for Albi, and ace this time for Sitherine. To get the last 2 rounds here for Dash, but this time there was no heroic plays, just some clean shots coming through here. Timeout for Hikikimori, and starting to feel the pressure as Dash are starting to find some good footing in terms of just shooting. They really tried to counter here the positioning from Albi in the first place from the previous round, but now it almost feels that they're not able to just get their dual battles on their side here once they're actually getting pushed in. You saw that you saw that Kal Sushi was stuck behind the site on the A site, and despite the clone making so much noise, bumping into the wall to finally peek out, Kal Sushi still shoots it, feeling that pressure. Because of that, that instantly opens up the site there for Dash to take, for them to be in full position here for the crossfire setups and allowing Sitherine to get the ace that they did.
For a lot of players in this lobby, this would be their first time making the main event. For people like Autumn, a lot of the players on Dash. So this would be an honor and a privilege, and it's going to take a blood, sweat, and tears to get there, and including a mountain to overcome if you're Dash. But hey, you clearly feel like you got into the heads of your opponent 2 rounds in a row, forcing a timeout. Can now Dash maintain that momentum? Have they really found the key to success, which is working the map and kind of cracking open A?
Yeah, it's funny how Hikikimori was preferring that C site and Dash likes to go towards the A site, but now playing against the Eco. Just running up here for Dash. That smoke will not allow for them to move further than that in front of B.
And someone has to hang back to deal with the flank, and Albi clearly is such an intimidating aura to send away the 1v2 that they were going to be facing. The Guardian would have been clean too, so Dash still end up towards A, but this 3-person walk down from Hikikimori is the gamble they need to do, but can they get there in time? The trips. A single trip is what's going to reveal them, but at range they still find the backset. It's a double kill for Hikikimori. Look at that, the upgrades. 1 rifle. Kurosu on the chase. You got the kill contract, and Dash remain composed, and they just decide to escape and roundabout all the way through B. So you have some breathing room. No, not even B, all the way to C. Snackbox doesn't want any of that.
But as they do that, though, they're just leaving that space for Hikikimori to rotate towards sewers and pick up all these guns. The pings are coming out that are rotating towards that garage, so at least the last 2 players can meet up. But Hikikimori is holding a great defense so far. You still have half shields for 2 players in Terra and Bunny.
Dash were expecting those rotations to come through the defender's spawn and have to work their way back
Last player standing.
into it, with still Terror being alive with smoke. So I don't know. Dash may have given up more. They can chew, and the defuse is halfway through, and Terror has the ult, so they're back in action, and Hikikimori will get to match point and off of a thrifty.
Yeah, they knew actually the rotate was going to come in from Garage and Long C because of the insert from the Yoru on top of Heaven of Sitherine. The only thing is that they planned it for the flip towards the spawn, and they were just thinking that, okay, well, we don't have information anymore. They might be coming towards front B, so they had to play a little bit more passively. But finally, as the shots were heard here at Long C from that Guardian, it was confirmed, but they went too far back, and unfortunately, he just got picked off trying to hold that pulse plant. Again, it's a great eco coming out from Hikikimori on how they just went back and forth, and how they sandwiched into sewers was perfect. That's because Albi kept the camera in their pockets the whole time and didn't get information into the B-side push.
Take flight.
camera.
It's
Get
you
eyes
and me.
within the site, but the kill contract from Kurosu. Wait a minute. Or it's from Vicky, actually. And nonetheless, Dash are stuck. They get bit at the heel as soon as they step into C, and it costs them blood and bodies. 2 versus 2. HAKI Kimori on the way with Recon, Shock. At least an ISO wall to guide them. Have some space earned, but there's a gap in just the timing of Biffy to cower away towards Garage. Gives an opening for HAKI Kimori to now dance around the central box, and it comes down to the final duel that Biffy ends up winning.
Boy, thankfully too that Biffy's able to win that one because the kill contract actually got the clone.
Skill covers the rest.
So that means that they were stuck inside that pit, and thankfully Dash still had players inside the site, so you kind of are just able to move in and help out the team right after, and it looked really good for Hikimori to start fighting back. As that recon thrown by Kalsushi got the ping onto where Biffy was at. And they had to play patient on the side of Dash. Now Hunter's Fury available for the attack side, and it looks like we have a glass cannon up for Hikimori. So they're buying for the next round. Even potentially Autumn saving that econ so that she could potentially buy another op for Bunny B in the next round. We'll see if that brings value.
Drop the
Round
spike.
19. They had an eco before. See if they can do it again.
Clean round is demanded from Dash. They can't just scratch the surface or the armor of HAKI Kimori. They need to tear it all down. This one slip up will cost them the map. I mean, Dash started off this season 0-3 and made the comeback, so they can go through anything as a team, as a squad, but now have to go through a kill trip of Autumn. Now through a... Oh, the shield from the ISO blocks the shotgun damage. And Dash go uninjured, unharmed. And Biffy continues to lead the charge. So HAKI Kimori lose most of these guns. Bunny B decide to just hang back and keep the op, while Kalsushi might as well see what you get.
Last player standing.
Even instantly ran down towards the A-lawn to grab the orb before the plant came up here for Dash, so...
Decoy.
Bunny B bin maxing at this point. Then the good thing for them is cut lines but not move too far forward, because you don't want to let them know that you purchased an op within this round. But if Bunny B has already been using the operator a lot here on the attack side, I'm sure that Dash would expect it. Hard for them to hold here when you see the value that the double tap brings when it counters or an op or an eco round. Swing some players with the double tap, and it allows for you to have the successful hit here into C.
Gotta really applaud the resilience, but Dash haven't been able to get more than a 2-round win streak. It's been HAKI Kimori dominance, but Dash currently have more rounds won in the second half than HAKI Kimori, but only takes 1 round to tip the scales and a map to HAKI Kimori in this best of 3. Dash is gonna be always playing like they're on last life. So far, so good. No ults this time to really fall back on.
Scanning ahead.
Gov's moving on sewers. There's no double tap. It's heading towards long.
Oh, that ping. Bunny B smells blood in the water. Oh, just a sliver of snack box that was sticking out. Bunny B won't repeat that. You gotta respect the shot from Dash. They got, of course, an ace. But oh, cut mid-throw. Now the neural theft advantage goes to the defense. Bunny B doesn't even need to see. Doesn't even need any information. They've already downloaded the win. As Dash hold back against the Hunter's Fury. Have to work their way towards spawn. But Biffy, it's the try-by on Terror. Now thinks there's an open lane to exploit here.
Yeah, it looks like Terror felt like she had to smoke here on the site for Bunny B. As Bunny B was getting pressured, and she's the one that gets run into with the fallback. Should have kept the gun out because you have Cypher all to get the info, and now it could still be winnable here for Dash.
Spike planted.
Blinding.
Could be. Always comes down to like the remnants of both squads. These 2v2s, 1v1s. dash.
Last player
Some
standing.
eyes momentarily. Oh, the ping and instantly dead. Bunny B, not even done yet. Where is the last player? Blinded, clone shots, front and center. Bunny B claims the win, and HAKI Kimori take Haven.
Ended up being great util by Cal Sushi. 2 pings to allow here.